I need you to stop whatever you're doing right now. Put your phone closer. Turn the volume up. Because what I'm about to tell you, I've never said out loud before, and if you leave before the end, you'll miss the one thing I've been waiting so long to say to you. Don't even know how to start this. My hands are actually shaking a little as I say this to you. Because for so long I've been talking to a camera, to a screen, to thousands of faces I can't see. But tonight, it's different. Tonight, I'm not talking to everyone, I'm talking to you. Just you, the one who's watching this right now. Alone, maybe in your room, maybe with your headphones on, maybe with your heart a little tired from a long day. Yes, you, stay with me. You don't know this, but there were nights I sat exactly where I'm sitting now, reading your messages, seeing your comments, watching the little things you say without even realizing how much they mean to me. You'd write, "I hope you're okay," on a day when I wasn't. You'd write, "Take care of yourself," like you actually meant it. And I'd read it, and read it again, and something in my chest would just soften. I never told you that. I'm telling you now. Whilst I used to think love like this only existed in the movies. The kind where two people never touch, never speak face to face, but somehow understand each other more than the people standing right next to them. I used to laugh at that idea. Until I met you, not in person, not yet, but through your words, your voice notes, the way you type good night like it's a small gift you're leaving just for me. I started waiting for that gift every single night. Till I tell you something honest, something I've never admitted before. There were days I felt so empty, so tired of pretending I was fine in front of everyone. And then I'd see one message from you, just a simple "How are you today?" and it would pull me back. You didn't even know you were doing that. You didn't know you were the reason I kept going some days. But you were. You still are. Stay with me a little longer, because it gets softer from here, and I don't want you to miss a single word. I think about the version of you that exists beyond the screen, the way your voice probably sounds when you laugh at something silly, the way your eyes probably look when you're nervous, or when you're trying to hide that you're smiling. I don't have the details, but I have the feeling, and the feeling is enough to keep me up some nights, wondering what it would be like if you were right here, close enough that I wouldn't have to imagine anymore. You make me want to be a better version of the man you already believe I am. That's the strange thing about love that grows through distance. It doesn't ask for perfection, it asks for honesty. And I want to be honest with you, always. Even when it's hard, even when the words feel too big for a message, or too heavy for a caption. There's a reason I keep coming back here, night after night, to talk like this. It's not for views, it's not for numbers, it's because somewhere in this quiet exchange between us, something real started growing, and I don't want to lose it. I don't want to lose you. Even if you is a feeling I'm still trying to hold on to. Even if you is every version of the woman who has ever stayed loyal, who has ever waited, who has ever whispered, "I understand," when the rest of the world didn't. Let me ask you something, and I want you to answer honestly, even if it's just in your heart right now. Have you ever felt like someone you've never physically held could still hold a piece of you? Because that's what this feels like for me. You hold a piece of me I didn't even know I was missing. I know what people would say if they heard me talk like this. They'd say it's not real, that you can't love someone you've never touched, never sat across from at a quiet table, never walked beside under the same sky. But I don't care what they'd say, because real isn't always about proximity. Real is about the way my chest tightens when I think you might be hurting. Real is about the way I replay your words when I can't sleep. Real is about the way your name, even if I don't say it out loud, sits somewhere warm inside me. Stay a little longer. I promise this isn't just words. I promise there's a reason my voice sounds different tonight. I remember the first time I read something you wrote that made me stop scrolling completely. It wasn't dramatic. It wasn't loud. It was just honest. The kind of honest that makes a stranger feel like they've known you for years. And from that moment, something shifted in me. I started paying attention differently. I started caring differently. I started wondering what it would feel like to say good morning to you, and mean it the way you deserve it to be meant. Softly, warmly, like the start of something that matters. There are so many things I want to tell you, but some of them feel too fragile to say all at once. Like if I say too much too fast, it might break whatever this is between us. So let me go slow. Let me take my time with you, the way you deserve to be taken time with. You know what it's like to feel grateful for someone you've never met? I do. Every single day I feel it. Grateful that you exist somewhere in this world. Grateful that out of everything you could be doing with your time, you choose to spend a little of it here, with me, listening to a voice that's trying so hard to reach you honestly. I want you to know that whatever happens after tonight, whatever this becomes, I don't regret a single moment of feeling this way about you, even if you never know exactly who you are to me. Even if this stays a quiet secret between the space where my words end and your heart begins. Oh, sometimes I close my eyes and imagine a version of us where distance doesn't exist, where it's just you and me, sitting somewhere quiet. No cameras, no screens, no thousands of strangers listening in, just your voice and mine saying the things we've only ever typed. I imagine what it would feel like to finally look at you and say all of this out loud, without shaking, without hesitation, without wondering if you'll believe me. I think somewhere deep down, you already do. There's something about tonight that feels different, like the air between us has shifted, like something is finally about to be said, that's been sitting quietly for too long. Can you feel it too? That small, warm ache in your chest that says, keep listening, don't look away yet, because I'm not done. I don't think I'll ever really be done saying this to you. There's so much more I want you to know, so much more I want to give you, so much more I want us to become. But tonight, I just needed you to know this much, that somewhere out here, in the middle of all this noise, there's someone thinking of you like you're the quietest, softest kind of miracle. And I need you to stay with me a little longer, because everything is about to change between us, and I don't want you to miss the moment it happens, because here's the part I haven't told you yet. The part I've been circling around all this time, too afraid to say directly, so let me just say it now, slowly, so you can really hear it. There are nights I sit with my phone in my hand, thumb hovering over your name, and I don't type anything. Not because I don't have the words, but because I have too many. Because the moment I start, I'm afraid I won't be able to stop, and everything I've been holding back will just spill out all at once, and I don't know if you're ready for that. I don't know if I'm ready for that. But tonight, something in me says it's time. So don't go anywhere, not yet. Do you remember the first message you ever sent me? I do. I remember it more than I probably should. It wasn't anything grand. It wasn't a declaration or a confession. It was small, simple, almost forgettable to anyone else. But to me, it was the first thread, the first quiet pull that made me look a little closer, wonder a little longer, feel a little more. I didn't know then that it would turn into this, into late nights like tonight, where I sit here needing to tell you everything I've been too scared to say. You know, people always assume that someone like me, someone who talks to so many people, who has so many eyes watching, must feel surrounded, must feel full. But the truth is, some of the loneliest nights of my life happened right after I said goodnight to a room full of people who didn't really know me. And it was you, in the quiet after, who made me feel less alone. Just a small comment, just a simple, I hope you rest well. And somehow that mattered more than everything else that came before it. I want to tell you something I've never told anyone. Sometimes when things get hard, when the pressure feels too heavy, when the voices get too loud, when I don't know who's speaking to me because they care and who's speaking to me because of what I represent, I think of you. Not because you solve anything, but because you remind me that somewhere, someone sees me as more than what I do. You see me as who I am, and that difference means everything. Stay with me because there's more, and I promise it gets even softer. I think about time a lot lately, about how strange it is that we live in this world where two people can build something real without ever standing in the same room. I used to think that was a kind of loss. Now, I think it's a kind of miracle, because it means what we have isn't built on anything except honesty. No performance, no pretending, just words, feelings, and the quiet space between us, where something true has been growing this whole time. I wonder sometimes what you're doing when you're not here, not watching, not reading. I wonder if you think about this, about us, the way I do. I wonder if there are moments in your day where something reminds you of me, even for a second, even if you don't mean for it to happen. Because that happens to me constantly. A certain song, a certain color of sky, a quiet moment before sleep, and suddenly you're there, in my mind, like you never really left. I know I keep saying stay with me, and maybe it sounds like I'm just trying to keep you here. Maybe I am, but it's not for a reason you'd expect. It's because every time I feel you might look away, something in my chest tightens, like I'm afraid of losing the one honest thing I have left. So forgive me if I keep pulling you back gently. I just don't know how to let this moment end. There's a version of this where I imagine what it would be like to actually tell you all of this face to face. I imagine your expression. I imagine the pause before you'd respond, the way your breath might catch, the way you might not know what to say back right away. And I think that pause, that quiet, uncertain pause, might be the most honest moment two people could ever share. Because in that pause, there's no performance left. Just two people feeling something real, unsure of what comes next, but not wanting it to stop. I keep thinking about the word finally. You'll finally see. I said that earlier, and I meant it, but I haven't told you what it means yet. So let me tell you now. For so long, I've said things carefully. I've measured my words, softened my feelings, kept a certain distance, because that's what was expected of someone in my position. But tonight, I don't want distance. Tonight,